Have you ever walked into a room and felt like the clutter was just too much? Maybe it's that pile of mail you keep meaning to sort, a closet you can't close, or shelves full of keepsakes. It's not just the stuff, right? It's the weight it puts on your mind. But here's the good news. Decluttering doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Today, I'll share the threshold method. It's simple, stress-free, and will help you clear your space without the hassle. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to declutter faster and smarter. So, welcome to Age-Wise. Let's start. Tip number 1, start small, one space at a time. Let me tell you, the idea of decluttering an entire home can feel overwhelming, but you don't need to tackle everything at once. The key is to start small. Pick one manageable spot. It could be that overflowing kitchen drawer, a dusty shelf, or the corner of the room where things just seem to pile up. By focusing on a small area, you give yourself a chance to build momentum. It's like taking the first step on a walk. Once you get moving, it feels easier. Imagine opening a drawer packed with random items. You take everything out, lay it on a table, and suddenly it's clear how much you don't actually need. That feeling of accomplishment from clearing just one drawer? It's motivating. Small wins matter because they build confidence and remind you that decluttering isn't as daunting as it seems. This approach lets you work at your own pace. There's no rush and no need to exhaust yourself trying to do everything in one day. So take a look around. What's one small area you can start with today? Once you clear that first spot, you'll feel inspired to keep going. Small steps lead to big changes, and soon enough, your home will feel lighter, clearer, and more peaceful. Tip number 2, create a simple sketch, your blueprint for success. Now that you've cleared a small space, it's time to plan. Don't worry, this isn't complicated. Grab a piece of paper and sketch out the area you're working on. It doesn't need to be fancy, just a rough outline of what you see and how you'd like it to look. Why sketch? Because visualizing the space before putting things back gives you clarity. It helps you decide where things should go without the trial and error of moving them repeatedly. For example, if you're working on a closet, draw where your coats, shoes, and accessories should fit. If it's a kitchen drawer, sketch sections for utensils, cooking tools, and those little items that always get lost. This step saves time and energy. You'll notice what's missing and what doesn't belong. Maybe you realize you need a basket for mail by the entryway or a hook for your keys. These small observations make a big difference. Planning ahead also helps avoid clutter creeping back in. When everything has its place, it's easier to maintain an organized space. So take a few minutes, sketch your space, and imagine how it can serve you better. This quick plan will guide you as you continue transforming your home, one step at a time. Tip number 3, empty the space completely. Start fresh and take control. This is where things start to feel exciting. It's time to clear out the entire space you're working on. Yes, every single item. Take everything out of that drawer, shelf, or closet and lay it all out where you can see it. Maybe on a table or the floor nearby. Why remove everything? Because seeing all your belongings in one place gives you perspective. It's surprising how much we accumulate without realizing it. When it's all spread out, you might find yourself thinking, do I really need all this? Imagine that catch-all kitchen drawer, the one filled with takeout menus, old utensils, and gadgets you haven't touched in years. Taking everything out lets you see exactly what's been hiding in there. It helps you separate what you use from what's just taking up space. This step also gives you a blank canvas. You'll find it much easier to picture how you want the space to look once it's empty. It's a chance to reimagine how your home can work better for you. Take your time. As you handle each item, ask yourself why you're keeping it. Does it serve a purpose? Does it make your life easier? If not, maybe it's time to let it go. Once everything is out, you're ready for the next step. Sorting through your items and deciding what truly belongs. Let's keep the momentum going. Tip number 4. Identify your threshold and know when enough is enough. Now that everything is cleared out, it is time to figure out how much is just right. This step is where the magic of the threshold method truly happens. Every space in your home has a natural limit. Cross that limit and the space becomes cluttered and overwhelming. Think about your entryway. It might comfortably hold 2 coats per person and 1 pair of shoes for daily use. Add more than that, and suddenly it is hard to find what you need. By setting this limit, you give yourself permission to let go of the extras and keep only what fits your lifestyle right now. This isn't just about physical space, it is also about reducing decision fatigue. Having too many choices can be exhausting. By defining your threshold, you simplify the process. You are left with only the things that serve you today, making your home more functional and peaceful. Ask yourself what you actually use daily or weekly. What genuinely makes your life easier? If something does not fit into that picture, it might be time to say goodbye. I once worked with someone whose kitchen was packed with pots and pans. After some reflection, she realized she only used 3 regularly. By keeping just those essentials, she freed up counter space and found that cooking became enjoyable again. Setting these limits means you are no longer holding on to items for some imaginary future. You are creating a home that reflects who you are today. With your threshold set, you are ready to sort and categorize everything. This next step is where things really start to take shape. Let's move on. Tip number 5. Sort into categories and find order in the chaos. Now that you have defined your threshold, it is time to bring some order to the chaos. Sorting your items into categories transforms the overwhelming into the manageable. By grouping similar items together, you start to see patterns and make quicker, easier decisions. For example, when I tackled my own hall closet, I found 3 umbrellas. But here's the thing, I only ever used 1. By sorting them together, it was clear which one to keep and which ones were just taking up space. You might find you have multiple versions of the same item. Maybe 6 pairs of gardening gloves when you only use 1, or 5 can openers when just 1 gets the job done. Sorting helps you spot these duplicates and lets you decide what truly deserves space in your home. This step is also great for reducing mental stress. Looking at items as a group makes the process less overwhelming. You will quickly notice what adds value to your daily life and what does not. Take a moment now to sort your items by type. Shoes with shoes, scarves with scarves, and so on. This visual inventory not only highlights duplicates, but also makes it clear what is essential. And hey, if you are enjoying these tips so far, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me which area you are decluttering first. I would love to hear how your process is going and answer any questions you have. Now that you have sorted everything into neat categories, it is time to move on to the next step, deciding what stays, what goes, and why. This is where your space truly begins to transform. Tip number 6, assess each item and decide what truly belongs. Now that everything is sorted, it is time to take a closer look at each item. This is where real decisions happen. Not every item deserves a spot in your life today. Some things have served their purpose while others continue to add value. Ask yourself simple questions. Do I use this regularly? Does this item make my daily life easier or bring me joy? If the answer is no, it might be time to let it go. For instance, I once had a set of fancy china that had been sitting untouched for years. It was lovely, but it no longer fit my lifestyle. Letting it go freed up space for things I actually use, making my kitchen more enjoyable and functional. Be honest during this process. If something is only taking up space or making you feel guilty for not using it, it is not adding value. By focusing on the present, you ensure that everything you keep is meaningful and useful. With each decision, you are shaping a space that reflects who you are today. Now that you have made those choices, it is time to move on to the next step, addressing sentimental items without feeling weighed down. Tip number 7, address sentimental items without feeling weighed down. This step can be the hardest. Sentimental items carry memories, but holding on to everything can lead to clutter that overwhelms rather than comforts. The truth is, memories live in you, not in the objects themselves. Start by asking, does this item hold a memory I cherish, or is it just taking up space? Could I honor this memory differently, like taking a photo or writing down its story? For example, I once had a stack of birthday cards from my children. Instead of keeping them all, I chose one from each child that truly touched my heart. The rest were photographed and added to a memory journal, preserving the love without the clutter. Sometimes letting go is an act of love, making things easier for your loved ones in the future. You are not erasing memories, just choosing a lighter way to carry them. With sentimental items sorted, you're ready to move forward, organizing your space into zones that fit your daily life and keep things simple. Tip number 8, organize into zones for effortless living. Now that you have decided what stays, it is time to give everything a proper home. The easiest way is to create zones based on how often you use items. This makes your space functional and simple to maintain. Think of it like this. Everyday essentials like your keys, glasses, or walking shoes should be kept where you can reach them without effort. A small bowl for keys by the door or a hook for your favorite coat can make life smoother. Seasonal or occasional items belong in labeled bins or on higher shelves. This keeps things tidy while avoiding the frustration of searching when you need them. Keeping everything in zones cuts down on decision-making. When you know where everything belongs, daily routines become quicker and less stressful. By organizing in this way, you are not just decluttering. You are designing a home that works for you, making daily life easier and more enjoyable. Tip number 9, reset and add a personal touch. Now comes the fun part, resetting your space and making it shine. Start by giving the area a good clean. Wipe down shelves, vacuum the floor, and dust those corners that are easy to forget. A clean space brings a fresh feeling and sets the stage for a peaceful environment. As you put things back, be thoughtful. Place daily essentials where they are easy to reach and keep less used items tucked away neatly. This makes daily routines smoother and helps you keep the area clutter-free. Add a personal touch to make the space truly yours. Maybe place a framed photo of loved ones, add a small plant for a touch of life, or display a favorite book that makes you smile. These small details turn a well-organized space into a warm and welcoming part of your home. This step is not just about organization. It is about creating a space that brings you comfort and joy every single day. Tip number 10. Handle the leftovers right away. You are almost there. The final step is dealing with the leftovers, those items that no longer serve a purpose in your home. Do not let them linger around, tempting you to change your mind. Taking immediate action is the key to maintaining a clutter-free space. Sort the remaining items into 3 simple groups. Donate items that are still in good shape and could bring joy to someone else. Sell things that have value but no longer fit your lifestyle. Finally, toss out anything broken or beyond repair without hesitation. The sooner you remove these items from your home, the faster you will feel the full impact of your hard work. A clear space brings a clear mind, and finishing strong leaves you with a home that feels refreshed, functional, and peaceful. Final thoughts. Your clutter-free sanctuary awaits. You did it. You have taken the steps, made the decisions, and now your space reflects the life you want to live. Decluttering is not just about creating more room. It is about making space for peace, comfort, and the things that truly matter. Take a moment to enjoy the calm and clarity that comes with a well-organized home. Every drawer, every shelf, and every corner now serves a purpose. You have transformed your space into a sanctuary where you can relax and enjoy life without the weight of unnecessary clutter. If you found this guide helpful and want more tips on creating a life filled with simplicity and purpose, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tap the like button and share your decluttering journey in the comments below. I would love to hear how these tips worked for you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your home should be a place that brings you joy every single day. Take care, stay organized, and I will see you in the next video.